Hello everyone. I hope y'all doing well. We're gonna get started in a few. I'm going to be prepping a candle tonight. This is going to be for protection of the mind, especially. We're currently in the full moon of Aquarius. It was yesterday as I'm going live filming this, but then also we're in Mercury retrograde. So it's a lot going on with the mind, communication, technology, things like that. So we're wanting to lay a layer of protection over us, especially focusing on mental, like for the mind, so that you can think about cleansing, protection. That's the type of work we're gonna do. Okay, so I want to prep the candle. We're gonna do a reading after. I do have the astrology chart pulled up, and we're just gonna vibe and chill and talk all the astrology, all the tarot, oracle. We're gonna get all into it. Okay, so I'm going to, I usually have like a blend already made, but yeah. I wanted to do one by one. I'm gonna take my time today, so y'all can just vibe with me again. And we'll go from here. Yeah, I specifically was looking for this. And I'll tell y'all each herb that I'm choosing to use for this candle specifically. And this is just, I was like, it's not even all my herbs, but I'm going to work with what I have. Okay. Yeah. So the one I heard to use especially was Lily of the Valley. Lily of the Valley. So I'm gonna put some of that in here. I should make a little bit of this, but it's okay. Because I don't need that much for the actual candle itself. Welcome in. I see you. Another good one is lemon balm. Lemon balm is especially good for like mental health. One thing that I've been focused on, I feel like this is a collective thing too. The hardest thing is to start, right? And then sometimes it's to start is showing up over and over and over. This is where self-doubt can creep in, the inner critic. We got some white willow bark coming up. But showing up for yourself. We did a root chakra candle. I think that was for the Capricorn full moon, though, because it was 2 Capricorn full moons. And that one we did a root chakra one, and I feel like that one really shook some stuff up, especially for me, and because it was like a releasing and to bring more security, more stability in your life, being more secure within self. So I feel like after that candle, having that protection will definitely help, because we're in this in-between stages of like the transformation that we're getting to go over. Okay, so yeah, this sage thing here. I can't get this open with my nails. That's fine. Hey, Third Eye Roses. Hey, I know it's been a while. It's been a while. I had stopped going live on TikTok, and I was going live on my YouTube channel. If y'all don't, if y'all not subscribed to me over there, subscribe. It's Mystic Storm. It probably, if you can do Mystic Storm 333, it'll pull me up either way. But yeah, in the midst of like reviewing, it's Mercury retrograde, right? So reviewing, going back to things, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, you know. And I feel like it comes in seasons and waves too. So honoring the shifts and changes, Vervain. This is a good, very good protection herb. When I think of Vervain, I think about like the Vampire Diaries or something like that. One of those vampire shows. We're gonna do some lavender. Yeah, Vampire Diaries, yeah. Oops. So this is, again, for mental protection. You can also think about like cyber, I don't want to say cyber attacks, but I guess yes. Because Mercury retrograde has to do with technology too. We're coming off the Aquarius full moon, so Aquarius also has to do with technology as well. I don't know why I said cyber. I wanted to say psychic, not cyber attacks, but you gonna prove that too. That's interesting. Cyber, psychic attacks. But also just cleansing the mind, tapping into that subconscious. And we're gonna do some St. John's wort. We gotta bring in the sun. We still in Leo season. Hi, that's my mommy right there. She been made alive. Alright, we're gonna do some St. John's wort too. St. John's wort is really good for like confidence. You can like boldness. He said, hey mama. Yeah. So we got that. I'm gonna put all that in there. And we're gonna go in with some Aquarius oil because it's again the Aquarius. We got willow all over there, but Aquarius intention oil with it. I'm gonna light this up, do some slight Reiki on it, and then we're gonna talk about the astrology a little bit. I'm gonna pull some cards. This is gonna be really light today. We got 333 likes too. That's awesome. I love it. Alrighty. Call upon the spirits, ancestors, guides to banish, clear, and protect us. Remove all negative energies, entities from this space. I definitely heard some ringing. Fill that back with our own love, our own light, our own protection. I heard it's okay to be afraid sometimes. You just have to continue to grow. I heard push through, and sometimes we get into a phase where we feel like we have to continue to push forward. I feel like that's what life is, right? I feel that too, but at the same time, it's removing the pressure from yourself. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. How can you do it with effortless movement, effortless action, going to the flow? I feel like that's more of the balance of duality, masculine, feminine, action, planning, or action and rest. Because planning can also be an action. So, okay, this flame is about to be lit, and my foot is going to sleep. I'm back at my table. I was doing the lives more on the balcony, and I was like, I feel like I want to continue to do it, but I know it's going to start getting colder. I know I got to come back in here sometime. Definitely. This is going to be a intense candle. I'm going to let it pop up here so it don't pop in my face. I didn't put a lot of herbs in there. It's the healthy amount of herbs. So it's definitely going to be black. It's going to be some blockages. Just how it's burning already. Because, yeah. But that's okay. I was like, that's exactly why we're doing it. So I'm going to let that continue to do its thing. And I'm going to pull some cards. I gotta put this up there. Like my do I want to start off with? I'll probably start off with this oracle. It's going to be the New Orleans Oracle. Oh, it was so nice to see you too, Third Eye Roses. See you soon. See you soon. Yes, I need to come back on TikTok more. Need to get back into it. I do have the astrology chart pulled up, and I will say there is a lot of oppositions and a lot of squares going on. So if you don't know what oppositions and squares are, think of them more so as challenges or tension. Okay, trines and sextiles are more harmonious or more smooth or more flowing versus a square or an opposition. So of course one opposition which creates a full moon is the sun and the moon. If the sun and the moon is opposition, it's a full moon. Okay, so we got that, but on top of that, the moon is opposing Mercury, right? And then you have Mercury's in retrograde in the sign of Leo. So it's like that heart over mind situation, or there could be a lot of, I would say, this could be insecurities because Leo has to do with confidence. But then if our feelings, especially this could be around friend groups, this could be, it could be within siblings. That's funny. Friend groups, and we got companionship. This is like the Three of Cups in tarot. So this has to do with like friends and celebration and all that stuff. So there could be like some hesitance or resistance. I should say it like that. Some hesitance or resistance when it comes to communicating with friends, with maybe your community, what you want to share with the world, because the moon is in Aquarius. Aquarius is the collective energy, right? As a whole, what do you want to? Yeah, sharing your voice. This could be sharing your talents, sharing your gifts, right? Because Leo's energy has to do with creativity, hobbies. This has to do with just pure joy and creation that you want, what you want to create, right? So there could be creative blockages, right? People might be going through creative blockages, or you might be getting relieved from creative blockages, which I feel like it could be either or. But I feel like for me personally, the creative juices are starting to flow back again, or like dusting the cobwebs off. For sure. It's in the ninth house. Ninth house is Sagittarius energy, so this has to do with optimism. So getting that faith back in your voice and sharing your voice and expressing yourself however you see fit, right? Wow. Let loose. First we had, let loose. We have let loose, and then we have music healing. So one, this is giving like networking. That's what I'm thinking of. Networking. And it's funny because before I had got on here, I was thinking about your environment. Your environment, the environment you're in is very very important, and it can make or break you. So you definitely should watch the company you keep, right? You can't just break bread with everyone. Watch the company you keep, mind it, but then also How is your environment? How is your community benefiting you? And how are you benefiting the community? Knowing that, or your circle, what are you contributing to that, right? And maybe this is why you need to express more, you need to go out more, you need to do these things, but there might be some hesitance here. We're saying, let loose, go out, have fun. Bring that joy, bring that spice back into your life. So for some people, this is to go out dancing. Karaoke. For some people, this is like loosen your grip, let loose on your creativity, let loose on your artistry, right? So this is not, that's going back to the inner critic. Going back to the inner critic, or being afraid to express yourself because you're not sure how other people will view you, or what they would say, or gossip about you, rumors about you if you express yourself in this way, blase blase. But at the same time, it's like, who you living for, right? This is also given, you're the main character, you're the star. Aquarius energy is the star card in tarot. So you're the star, you're the main character in your story. What do you want to create? How do you want your life to move? How do you want your life to flow? That's a big, 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 big question. It's a simple question, but a big question in this phase right now, because we're approaching fall. The fall equinox is in September. And that's when we have to continue to let things go so we can reap the harvest. So in this in-between phase, we have to muster up this courage, this strength, this confidence, which is big Leo energy, right? In order to get ahead, to expand, to grow, right? I did say go out dancing. This is giving, yes, this is giving Leo energy. Leo can be dance, but also I'm getting like Oshun energy, or just Venus energy, which, now that I'm talking about Venus, we can look at where Venus is, because Venus is also opposing a planet. Okay. Yeah, we all feeling it. We all feeling it. So Venus is opposing Saturn, which is retrograde as well. So two of the maybe, because hold on. We got Mercury in retrograde, Saturn in retrograde, Neptune in retrograde, Pluto's in retrograde, Chiron's in retrograde. So we got 4 planets in a meteor in retrograde. And 2 out of those 4 planets are opposing other planets. So going back to Venus. Venus is in the 10th house, that's Capricorn. That has to do with our public image, our reputation, our career, our long-term goals, right? It's opposing Saturn, which is ruled by Capricorn, or Capricorn rules, Saturn rules Capricorn, right? It's opposing that, and it's in retrograde in the sign of Pisces. And guess what? Pisces rules creativity too, music, right? Rules the subconscious. So interesting. Removing those restraints. So there's some like deep-rooted restraints that we have on ourselves when it comes to relationships, when it comes to expressing ourselves, also making money and being in our purpose. I would say that too. Maybe that's what you're being the challenge here. How can you still be of service? What does success look like to you? You might be at a crossroad on where you want to go as far as your career. Some people could be changing careers. Some people could be going back into a different career or a career field that they left. They might be going back to it, or maybe approaching it in a different way, starting a business, keeping it as a side hustle. Yeah, all those things. So I will also say this is also kind of forcing us to heal within our relationships. This could be the clashing of like the reflections, mirrors. You could think about that. There could be a lot of arguments. People might be going back and reneging, trying to set more boundaries, or actually express how they feel in relationships now, which can cause more tension. But if the people, it takes two, or it takes however many are in the relationship, right? So you got to make it work. It's your choice. So if you all are continuing to choose each other, that's something that is to be said. It's something to honor within that. But I'm also hearing debt. Moving off of relationships, because Venus has to do with money as well, money and career. It's in Virgo, which has to do with being of service and organization. So, this is helping us get our act together, getting more organized, getting more streamlining, different, like your productivity and time management. And you may not even think like that, but you can also think of it as like routines and habits. Okay? Yeah. For sure. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to talk about in the astrology. I'll probably look at it while I'm pulling some cards, but I want to get some more cards on here. There you go. I hope y'all doing well. Hey, everyone that's in here. I'll pull some cards and I'll see what's going on. I know that one message was mind the company you keep. It was something else. Oh yeah, I did talk about all you have to do is start. The hardest thing is to start, right? But then also continuing to show up. I feel like there was another thing that I wanted to talk about, but maybe it'll come out. Again. We got New Beginnings in reverse, which is the Fool card. Interesting. Going back on the hesitation. Then we have Triumph in reverse, which is the Chariot. I'll show these cards in a second. And Deception and Envy is in reverse. Okay, which is the Seven of Swords. So we got 7-7 on the board. 7-7. Which is so funny to me. That's an insider for myself. And we have 0, right, with the Fool. So with all of these coming out in reverse, this is definitely an internal battle that collectively we're all going through, right? Definitely some hesitance to step into some newness, or you know what you have to do. You maybe got the vision, you see what it is you want to do, you feel it in your bones, this is what you need to do, but it's just like there's no movement, there's no momentum, because it's like this could be responsibilities, this could definitely be wanting to play it small, this could definitely be imposter syndrome. Also, I don't even think that, honestly, there's not a lot of movement, there's hesitation, but I don't think Spirit is more likely saying like there's no rush. There's no rush. We got rest and rejuvenate at the base. This could be a season, yes. Oh, going back to duality and having balance and all of that. That let loose card with rest and rejuvenate. Hey, gifted goddess. Hey. So this is two different type of energy, right? Spirit is like, yeah, let loose, have fun, do what you do, but also make sure you take time. You might need to carve out time for yourself, for your spirituality, for your self-care, right? However that looks for you. So the frustration is, you see this vision, you're ready, right? But there's still, it's kind of like Spirit is like, what's the rush? What's the rush? You still have to learn your footing. It's still more things to learn, but it's also, you have to show yourself, what is it? Show yourself approved, something like that. But you have to show up for yourself, pretty much. It's not gonna happen if you just continue just to stay here, but it might be more focus on a steady pace. I'm getting the turtle, right? Like slow and steady wins the race. Yeah, I'm hearing like put your weapons down. So this could, I'm also getting like a fight or flight response. So it's just like a lot of things flowing at once, but a flight or fight response. And it's more so of nervous system. Fight or flight. So let's go back here. Fight or flight. But it goes to regulating your nervous system. So, yeah, how we react, yeah, our reactions to our emotions and how we express them, that's what's being highlighted here. Because a lot of people could be heavily triggered by people. I'm putting them all up like, you could be heavily triggered in connections, in groups, in settings. You definitely could be more introverted in nature. But you need to take time to rest your get your nervous system in check. Take care of yourself, right? Have the self-care, all this stuff. But then you have to test that said regulation, and be out there. So this reminds me of I don't know who said it on social media, but you can't you can only do so much work by yourself, right? You think all your problems are solved when you isolate, right? But then when you get into relationships, connections, yes, you're going to get triggered. That's what the relationships are for. But the only thing you can control is your reaction. How can you self-regulate? How can you self-soothe so that way you can communicate effectively, right? That way you can get your point across. That way you can still have fun. You're not just cutting yourself off from the world. Aquarius has that type of energy to like completely distance and isolate. Even though we love the world, right? I'm speaking from the point of view of an Aquarius, but we can detach and be like, no, forget all of this, right? So it's having that balance of yes, resting, meditating. I've been really doing focusing on like yoga. Yoga has really been good for me. But if you don't want to do yoga, going out for a walk if you're able can definitely help. Getting some fresh air. What else? Finding finding moments to yourself within the mundane things. Like when you're cooking can be a form of meditation, right? Or when when you're taking a shower, or what else is a mundane thing that you can do that you can kind of relax? Reading a book, listening to music, but those are more pleasures than anything else. But yeah, there can't be any movement until, or growth, we can say it like that, more growth until you let your guard down. Ooh. And be more vulnerable. I was like, at the same time, but this is me, I'm like, you gotta protect yourself. You have to have those boundaries. Because even though, yes, being vulnerable and sharing yourself with others, or making sure that having those boundaries with yourself is most important, because sometimes you can't really gauge what people's intentions are, what people's true intentions are. It takes time for it to be revealed, for it to play out. You might have a feeling about it, but it's not being revealed, right? So yeah, making sure, being open, let loose, but still have a boundary within that. Know your limits. Know your limits and stand on that. Okay? Stand on that. Okay, I heard you keep attracting the same people. They're bringing me back to different downloads I've had throughout the past couple of weeks. One thing what dawned on me, when you see like past life connections, or I met you in a past life. You see those cards that they have, for love readings, or it really, in astrology, you can have a past life link with someone, depending on the synastry. A good way to do it, I like to run bonds on the pattern. It's the app, the pattern. If y'all have the pattern, let me know. I was like, I love the pattern. And they even, side note, they added on their analysis for the vertex, and it can be like fated love connections. So, but even with that, it's more so this person can have an impact on you forever. It doesn't mean that you all are going to be together forever, but they can deeply impact you to where they've left a mark. They'll be a memorable person in your life, whatever, it could be for good or, for bad, right? But with past life connections, I was like, sometimes past life connections is really just that same old funky energy that you keep attracting due to trauma and woundings, right? And you just need to get the medicine from it. That's what it is. We're all here sharing these experiences with each other, so that way our souls can evolve and learn and grow, right? So taking the medicine with those relationships, no matter how long that they are, I know that's a tough one. No matter how long they're in your life, what season, get the medicine, work, dive deeper within yourself, your healing, and continue to grow through it. I know I'm just saying it like, yeah, this is what you do. It's plain and simple. But healing is not for the faint of heart. Okay? It takes a lot of strength to go there with your own self, right? We're quick to look outside and see and pick apart people and all that stuff. And you may be, it's as within, so without. So as you may be overly judgmental of people, you're also judging yourself as just as harshly. So it's like, how can you have a better relationship with yourself? And then as you're having a better relationship and you're loving and you're approaching yourself in a more gentler, this could be nurturing, more compassionate, going back to that Leo, compassionate way, you can have it with others. Now, compassion still has its boundaries, still has its limits. I'ma spare you. That's my compassion, but you got to go. Okay? You could be like that, or compassion where you forgive. It was a misunderstanding, and we'll chop it up and continue to keep it pushing. However it plays out for you, that's what it is. Oh, it's a lot. I don't want to take these. I do want to take this since it was up, and then one more. So all these cards, okay, except for the base of the decks, but all the cards were in reverse. And most of them are major arcana. So this is definitely, this year has been like a very pivotal and transformative year. So I feel like Spirit is trying to, yeah, true. Okay. First, I want to say, I talked about being judgmental about yourself. The Truth card is here, which is the Judgment card. And Tara, let me double check. Because I'm like, am I tripping? I'm going to just put number 20 in tarot. It's the Judgment. Yep. It's the Judgment card. I wanted to make sure because 21 is the World. So we got Judgment in reverse. We got the Shadow card, which is the Moon. And then Balance, which is Justice. Right? So the Spirit is saying the imbalance is within our emotions, our feelings, right? This could be with feminine energy, or the imbalance. It could be unfair, unjust, the maybe oppression of women. We could go there, right? But then we got the Judgment card, which is the Truth in reverse. False lies, false narrative, false stories, false programming, false agendas. Ooh. This could definitely talk about like patriarchy, but I don't want to go there today. But just know that that's there. And you all could definitely, me just saying that, you could think about different ways how this could be dismantled. There's imbalances and justice is being served, right? But then also just within self, we're letting our emotions dictate how we approach our callings, what we know to be true, what we know that we need to step into, right? Spirit might be saying maybe you resting too much. This could be for some people. You might be resting too much, or you've had enough rest, and now it's time to shift that energy, right? Or you're hyper masculine, which is you're always on go, you're always thinking about different things, or you're spreading yourself too thin. Making sure that you have that balance to take care of yourself, right? I'm just hearing, don't be afraid of who you are. Don't be afraid of who you are. So a lot of people, this could be a journey of finding and loving yourself more, or finding love for yourself, finding value in yourself. Prosperity begins. Building that firm foundation. Also attraction energy. This could definitely be working on your body, health and wellness, fitness. Venus is currently in Virgo, and we're about to be in Virgo season soon. So that's that energy, but this could definitely be moving the body more. I definitely can attest to that. I've been really focusing on fitness, and I talked about yoga, doing more of that. I'm doing the 75 hard challenge. And I think what day I'm on. I'm on like day. I think this is like 16 or something like that. But yeah, this is definitely getting up, moving the body. That could help balance out some of the emotions that you're having. Can help release a lot of pent up energy. For some, I'm also getting like hormonal imbalances. So some people may have hormonal imbalances. they want to look into getting that checked. This is a good time just in general to maybe go get like checked out, health and wellness, get physical, you know, your annuals, all of that. That could be a good thing to do during this time. It's a lot of different messages. I'm gonna pull a few more cards. I was like, I'm not gonna be on here long. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. What do you choose? There's no easy way. Or, I mean, it could be an easy way, but it's not going to reap the most reward, right? Or you giving up and just completely stopping isn't going to... You won't reach your highest potential, right? The obstacles, the disruptions, right? The challenges, the oppositions, right? That are going on right now, they're not, they're a non-factor. They're a non-factor. This goes into like comparison. We're in a stage where we're constantly looking at other people and seeing other people, and maybe you're comparing your life, but comparison is the thief of joy, right? How can you could say, or how can you congratulate, celebrate other people's wins, be happy for other people, and then also, especially if they in your circle, because if they win it, you know it's coming. You know yours is coming, right? So, yeah. The choices. You can weave through different avenues, different tasks. Spirit doesn't want you to be hyper focused on just one thing. There definitely has to be a balance in execution, more efficient execution. This could be a more flexible or agile way of living. Yeah. Going back to like your approach to life. It's definitely chaotic. I will say that. It is some chaotic energy here. You could also feel maybe a bit stagnant at times, but the key here is to honor your body, honor yourself. If your feelings are getting in the way, how can you have a heightened sense of awareness, saying, okay, right now I feel tired, or I feel I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, right? How can you shift the energy? How can you change the mood, change the vibe? Where's that? Music healing. So let's talk about it. This brings up for me coming home and watching Netflix versus coming home and turning on some music, right? I feel like if I turn on some music, I'm able to get up and move around more versus just being glued and tied in, locked in to the TV. So with music too, like I can study, I can do more things versus, again, just being stuck staring at the TV. So, some people you probably have a song in you, a few songs that you probably need to start writing or producing. This could be choreography, but using music in general, sounds, vibrations, to help change the atmosphere, change your moods. That definitely can help shift energy. So if you're feeling low, or maybe you don't want to play a sad song, or maybe you play a couple sad songs so you just want to get it out, you want to cry it out, right? But then you change the mood, right? I think it's a lot of awareness, or mental mindfulness, mental activity and work that we have to be mindful of. So that's one thing about going back to meditation. This could just be peace of mind. Going back to the rest and rejuvenation, peace of mind. Going back to that, it doesn't just, you don't have to just sit down and meditate. Again, going for a walk is a form of meditation. Like different activities, it's more so in the breath. Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to do tonight. I feel like I just ran through this, but I know I've been out here maybe for a good little minute. Let me see. Oh yeah, it was 57:57 when I checked the timer on the on there. So 5757. I just typed that in real quick. It says your intuition tells you to forge ahead in a new direction. Oh. Consistently trust in the spiritual path. Always give thanks. Interesting. I did talk about like career changes, career shifts. There could be shifts going on there. Oh, that's interesting. But I'm gonna put one final card, y'all, to close us out. Oh, I heard now. What? Okay. How is that inactivity? I came on here during Mercury retrograde, so I'm not surprised. I don't know what's going on here. I wonder if y'all can see me. I don't know what's going on here. I wonder if y'all can see me. I don't know what happened here, but I'm going to get off here. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here. It's fine. Yeah. I guess I'm like, I got this heaviness too in my chest all of a sudden, and it's before it had did that pause thing. And I was gonna pull one more card, but the spirit was like, no, and then all that stuff just happened. So I'm just gonna leave it where it's at. This was an interesting live. But I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.